Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 17 of 25 Days of Disney. We're talking about Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, the first animated Disney film that was released in November or December of 1937. And it was released at the Carthay Circle Theater in Los Angeles. It's a story about a young girl who was turned into a scullery maid by her wicked stepmother, the evil queen. And as long as the stepmother was the first one of all, as she says to her magic mirror, then she was free from jealous, and Snow White was free from her jealousy. But one day it all changed, and she met her prince by a wishing well, and they got to and they were singing. And of course, the evil queen did not like it, so she hired a huntsman to track her down and kill her. Of course, the only way to do it was to find her heart, and she went out picking flowers in the forest, and the huntsman could not kill her, so she ran deep into the forest, dark, and she was frightened of everything, and her animals cheered her up. And then she came across a cottage which was dirty, and she found seven. There were seven little men living there, which is kind of obvious. If you'd seen the movie, you'd know. And of course, the dishes were dirty. Everything was a mess. So, with the help of her animals, they cleaned up everything. And then the dwarves got back from their job working at the mine, finding gems, and that it's their mine where a million diamonds shine. And of course, when they come in their house, they find that Snow White was sleeping in their bed, and of course, Snow White had no place to stay because her evil stepmother, the queen, had banished her into the forest. So, and when she found out it was a pig's heart, she was tricked, and Snow White became friends with the dwarfs. Of course, she cooked dinner for them, but of course, Grumpy was not having any of it when he was trying to wash his hands. They did not wash him, so they had to do it right. And of course, they were having a very hard time with Grumpy getting it, and Dopey ended up swallowing the soap and he hiccuped soap bubbles. That was hilarious, and they were scrubbing him, and he looked great. So, and then they were called to dinner, and of course they danced with her, and she said how one day she wants to meet her prince and fall in love and live happily ever after. And of course, the evil queen was tricked when she found the pig's heart, and she had to think of some way to get Snow White. Of course, she disguised herself as an old woman and dipped an apple in poison. And when she arrived at Snow White's house the next day, she said it was a wishing apple, so she could wish whatever she wished for. She took a bite into it, and then she fell asleep. And the dwarfs had to race to find her, but they had to confront the evil queen first, saying that there was no beauty inside of her. She's ugly. And then she fell off a cliff, killing her. Then they put Snow White in a glass coffin, and they were all sad. Of course, as you may have heard, this film might have made Soviet leader Joseph Stalin cry. I don't know if that's been proven or not, but we won't know for sure until we hear it. But it was tragic then. The prince came along, gave her true love's kiss, and she woke up, and she and her prince rode off into the sunset, and they lived happily ever after. And that was the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Of course, Walt Disney had lots of trials, and tribulations to make it that way, and of course, this film today still holds its as Disney's first and one of its most recognized classic films out there in cinema. So, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs has been a classic for over 80 years and will continue to entertain us all as long as we're alive. And that'll do it. Rosefan 1491, thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow, and take care.